What's on the agenda? Well, we're going to have a look at current legislation. We're going to look at some key points and we're going to see what's new and happening in the world of AML. We'll have a look at the key points of the money laundering regulations, together with the relevant legal sector affinity group, or LSAG as we call it, guidance. I'm going to speak about the SRA and their thematic reviews, and what we need to do in practice and what we should have in place in our practice as well. Now, in terms of the practice-wide risk assessment, the LSAG guidance, section 5.4, says that the practice-wide risk assessment should provide a general overview of the practice as well, addressing its key features. So the size of the office, do you have one office? Do you have other offices as well? The type of clients that you've got, how many clients you have, how many staff, the staff turnover, all of those kind of things. A little biog really at the start of the practice-wide risk assessment about your business. It also says in 5.5 that the practice should undertake periodic reviews, and it says there at least every 1 or 2 years. Although I feel you've got to keep that in mind, that you can't just say, well, I did it last year, so I don't have to do it again. If things change, like in your business or in the world that we've seen, then we will have to go back and we will have to review the practice-wide risk assessment. Now, before establishing a business relationship, a company with a company that's registered or unregistered in the Unregistered Companies Regulations 2009, or an LLP or a Scottish partnership, then a practice has to collect proof of registration or an excerpt from a relevant register. We go to Companies House. We have a look and do Companies House searches, and we look at the PSC register. Regulation 30A3, a significant change in the regulations is that practices will have a responsibility to report discrepancies between information collected on the register and information collated while undertaking duties and responsibilities under the regulations, so collecting your due diligence. So with this amendment, what they're actually saying is, if you have discrepancies between what you see on the PSC register and what you're seeing with the information that you collect from your client, if there's discrepancies there, you're going to have to speak to your client and ask them why there are those discrepancies. They might have a very legitimate answer, and they might go and put it right immediately, which is what we want them to do. But if they don't put it right, then you will have to report that discrepancy to Companies House. The duty is there now to report to Companies House.